1 Peter chapter 1. 1 Peter chapter 1. So Jesus come to Nicodemus, and he telling him, you must be born again in order to see the kingdom of heaven. And then he say, well, can a man go back into his mother's womb the second time? And be born again when he is old. And he's like, look, you got to be born of the water and of the spirit. He was breaking something down. Jesus was being deep when he said that. I just want you to stay with me on this, because when we start getting to that breaking down of being born of the spirit, it just makes so much sense. You know what I'm saying? It might not be clear to you right now, but it's going to make so much sense when we finish the whole job. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 13 and 14. When you get it, go ahead and read it.
Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Jesus Christ.
So you see what he's saying? He said you need to gird up the loins of your brain now. You know what I'm saying? And be sober. Not drunk. Be sober in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So you can think straight. You know what I'm saying? Then go ahead though, verse 14.
As obedient children,
that's right,
not fashioning yourselves according to the former lust in your ignorance.
See, he said, look, you being obedient now. Obedient to what? To what he done told you. Well, if you don't read it, you're not going to know. You understand what I'm saying? So you being obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lust in your ignorance though. You know what I'm saying? Formerly you was doing something evil, but it was in your ignorance. But now, brothers and sisters, we here to break it to you. We here to bring it to you. Stop the evil. This book is telling you, don't kill, don't steal, don't eat that swine. The Sabbath day is on the 7th day of the week. You know what I'm saying? The Lord got holy days, not hollow days. You know what I'm saying? We trying to open your eyes so that you can worship God and it be for something. So that you can get up at that first resurrection. A lot of people don't even know it's 2 resurrections out there. You know what I'm saying? And the first resurrection is the one we aspiring for. Because if you get up at that second resurrection, then shoot, you looking at the great white throne judgment. Every man gonna be judged according to his work. That's a little scary. That's like playing roulette. You know what I'm saying? That you out there shooting crack. You might come up snake eyes and you be like Lake of Fire. You know what I'm saying? See, you get up in that first resurrection and you straight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is all about. This is what Jesus was breaking down. So we gonna get there. Now, sometimes I get to what they say, letting the cat out the bag. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like I said, I'm the tour guide and I done seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I just know where we're going with this. But verse 22 though. Verse 22.
Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit unto unfeigned love of the brethren. See that ye love one another with a pure heart.
So these are the requisites. You know what I'm saying? These are the qualifications. This is how you get it. Seeing you have purified your soul, so you got to get this in obeying the truth through the Spirit. Then you got to love your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't going to be in the kingdom hating. The book say God is love. You think about that. You got this hate and this malice in you. I'm telling you. And I'm talking about, God created Adam and Eve. And God created Noah. And Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That's the whole creation. That's your neighbor. So you can't be out here hating your neighbor. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really talking to us Israelites because, we get this word and now we want to hate the Gentile or the Edomite. We want to hate them. Man, look, it ain't even for us to hate them. All it's for us to do is what we was instructed to do. And in Exodus chapter 19, it said be a priest of nations and go out here and teach this gospel to everybody. That's what it's for us to do. You let God deal with who he hate. Because with who he hate, he going to throw in the lake of fire. Now, what if I'm hating somebody God really don't hate? You understand what I'm saying? You in the wrong then. But go ahead though. Keep reading.
Being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of uncorruptible, by the word of God, which liveth and abideth forever.
We could have read John 3 and just went right here to 1 Peter when it said, being born again, not of a corruptible seed, but of an incorruptible seed, by the word of God. That's that born of the water. But see, I had to take you the long route to prove this thing, because you're supposed to prove all things. But go ahead, verse 24.
For all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of man as the flower of grass. The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away. But the word of the Lord endureth forever. And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you.
See, and he telling you something. Peter understood this thing. And he's saying, look, The flesh is as grass, and all the glory as the flower of grass. Grass withered and the flower faded away. You know what I'm saying? But the word of God is going to stand forever. That's why that's the first thing you need to be. That's what you need to get first. Because that word of God, once you got it, is forever. That's why you'll be able to get up at that first resurrection. This is what he said, for all flesh is as grass, and the glory of man as the flower of grass. You know what I'm saying? It passes away. It don't stay. It ain't like when you die, your spirit gonna be, still here with that same thought process. And nah, when you die, your body is going back to that ground. And then when the Lord come up, he calling those who got his word, who been washed with his water, with the spirit. The first part of being born again. That's the ones he resurrected. He said, but the word of the Lord endure forever. That's how it endure forever. Because when he come back, he gonna resurrect you. But let's keep on going. John chapter 2 though.
Wherefore laying aside all malice and all guile and all hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby.
See, I like how he put that, like newborn babes. We gonna take this. We gonna want it. We gonna want it because them newborn babies, man, they want that breast like crazy. I mean, they wake up yelling on the breast. You know what I'm saying? They go to sleep, you change them, they back on the breast. I mean, this is all they want. They want that sincere milk. You know what I'm saying? That's how he's saying we supposed to come. Humble like the babies. You know what I'm saying? And he's saying laying aside the malice and the guile and the hypocrisies and the envies and the evil speakings. That's all we supposed to lay that aside. I'm just trying to tell it to you because I hear it. I hear it now. But let's go on over to Matthew chapter 5. And it ain't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even for us to get involved with that evil like that. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be trying to be more and more like Christ. That's what we supposed to be. And Jesus, when he came, he was nasty too, them scribes and them Pharisees. But to the lay people, he showed them love. Matthew chapter 5 and pick it up in verse 6.
Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they should be filled.
See, he's saying you got to hunger and thirst after righteousness. And that's how those are the ones who are going to be filled. Let's go on over to John chapter 3. Because we like we said, we breaking this thing down, and now we're going to break down being born of the Spirit. So we done established what being born of the water is. And you're not born of the water just because you done got dipped in some water. I done heard that before. You know what I'm saying? I got dipped in the water and was told I was born again. That's not what it is. Being born again at first is you getting a new mindset. You done took that old filth out of you. You've been purged with hyssop. You done been washed with the water of the word. That's what being born again. The first step. You still in this form though. But now we're going to learn some more.